Greetings and welcome to Village Connector TV, the People's Prosperity Network. My name is Glenn Garnes and I'm your host, and this is our Abundant Society segment, where we interview people who are doing fabulous things in their lives and changing the lives of others. And today we have the pleasure of interviewing a young lady that's doing both of those things. Lisa Ridgley is a recent graduate of the University of Maryland from Frederick, Maryland, and she's going to be taking us on a journey that is just absolutely outrageously exciting. So Lisa, I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, as you mentioned, I went to the University of Maryland, and as I went through, I didn't really have a concrete idea about what I wanted to do. Anytime I got an idea, I was really excited about, I would tell my friends and family, and the response would be a little bit lukewarm, or they would tell me, you're probably not going to make a lot of money doing that. And I ended up changing my major a few times, trying to get my path, and I never really got the plan. But I graduated with my degree in sociology and a bunch of student debt, of course. And I knew I needed a job to pay that off, and so I started applying, and I took the first job that accepted me because I needed the money.
It was time to get to paying back student loans.
Yes, exactly.
So how is that working for you?
Well, not so, it's not really what I wanted to do. I try to be motivated and passionate about it, but the work is really just not for me. It's not interesting to me, and I became really disillusioned, and I started questioning what success was for me, because by all means, I went to college, I got a job, I'm making a decent salary that I can pay my loans off with. By all means, I'm successful, but I'm not happy. And so I started questioning what success meant for me, and that has started to lead me down a different path.
Now, at some point, when you started to look at that other path, you obviously changed the way that you were looking at things, the way you were thinking. So tell us a little bit about what happened for you that changed your mind about what you chose to embrace in terms of things you could do.
Okay, well, one evening, at the time I was also working 3 jobs, and so I didn't get out very often, and one evening I had free, so I went to dinner with 2 of my old college roommates, and we were talking about my jobs, and I wasn't really happy, and it wasn't sustainable for me. So we started talking about, I could go back to school. We started talking about different majors I could get a graduate degree in, and none of them were really piquing my interest. And so we ended up going through just about every major I could possibly choose, and I said no to every one of them. And so my friends were like, okay, so what would you do? If money weren't an issue then, since you don't want to do anything else, what would you do? And I thought for a second, and I knew I wanted to travel and see the world, and I wanted to learn how to cook. And I realized then that that would make me happy, and so I needed to figure out a way to do that.
And make money at it.
And make money, exactly, make a living.
Now, after you made that decision, how did that make you feel to embrace a new direction? Even though you hadn't figured out how you were going to monetize it, how did it make you feel to be thinking about moving in a different direction?
I was very excited. I was very motivated. I started doing a lot of research. I wanted to start right away. So.
Now, when you say start right away, you obviously decided to do some traveling that had a food connection. How did you come up with that new way? Tell us about that.
Okay, well, an old family friend who I've known since I was 10 introduced me to Eric and Chris Reed, who own a chocolate boutique in Gaithersburg, Maryland, that I was also doing some work with at the time. And I knew that they had a farm in the Dominican Republic, and I asked if I could go visit for a period of time and learn how to cook their food.
Well, before you tell us about
I
want to find more about this chocolate boutique. So
Okay.
what's the name of this place and where is it located?
It's called Spangvola, and it's in Gaithersburg, Maryland. They actually have 2 stores in Gaithersburg. And it is just the best chocolate I've ever had. And the story behind the chocolate is really what is most inspiring to me. Eric and Chris are incredibly generous. They are passionate about creating shared value, and so they want to share with people what they're doing. They don't want to keep it to themselves. They want people to know. They want to educate people, and so that really inspired me to work with them and to build a relationship with them further.
And as I understand it, that's what kind of created this project for you, is that you're actually not just learning how to cook Dominican food, but you're also going to be sharing the story of the chocolate farm and their entire operations as part of that process. Is that right?
It is, yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, Chris is actually Dominican, and her family is in the Dominican Republic, and that's where their farm is, that they work on the farm. So while I will be in the Dominican Republic, I will be helping out on the farm. I'll be learning about the process. Part of what I'll be doing is also working with Spangle and Eric to create a nature escape tour.
When you say nature escape tour, what are you referring to?
Well, it's a program where people can come down, and they're building a house where people can stay, and we'll take them through the farm so they can learn about the farm and just experience Dominican culture with the family there.
Wow. So they'll actually get a chance to see from start to finish how chocolate is made.
Yes.
Starting with growing the cacao beans.
Yes, yes. So you actually get to learn where it's coming from, and it's really fascinating, and it's really inspiring, and I love being there.
So you're going to learn not just how to cook, but how to make chocolate.
Yes.
That's fabulous. I think I may want to join you on that trip at some point in time. So I understand you have some photos of some of the trips. You've already been back and forth a few times to make preparations for this journey that you're about to create for yourself.
Yes.
So you've actually got some photographs that you were going to share with us about what you've done so far?
I do.
All right, why don't you, let's go to those and see what we've got here.
Okay, this first one here is actually one of the chocolate boutiques in Gaithersburg. It's just the storefront. And this is Eric and Chris in their boutique.
Wow.
Showing some of their amazing chocolate.
That looks good.
Yes. And this is Chris actually on the farm with some unprocessed cacao pods. You can see some in the background that are growing. And this is actually on top of the mountain, and it's overlooking the town. It's just a really incredible view.
So that's a view. That's a view from the. That's up on the mountain where the farm is located. You're looking back down off the mountain into the city.
Yes, you are.
Wow, that's breathtaking.
You ride up on horses, and you get to see that.
That is beautiful.
It's really incredible. And okay, and then this is me. We stopped on the way up to pick a fresh mandarin.
So you're on your way up to the farm, but along the way there are mandarins growing on the mountain?
Oh yeah. It's not just cacao. They also have some fruit trees up there as well.
Wow.
And this is part of the family that I'll be staying with next year. It's Chris's extended family, and they work on the farm as well.
Wonderful.
And here is the house that they're building for people to come for the nature escape tours. And this is just another picture from the back of the house.
Wonderful.
Yes, and here we have some cacao that is getting ready to be shipped. It's been dried and fermented, and this is just a close-up.
Very nice.
Okay, and here's
Who's that
Eric.
guy?
That is Eric, who is, of course, talking about cacao, how it's processed, the different ways to process it. And here we have one of the members of Chris's family. We roasted some of the cacao beans, and then we were pulverizing them down to make some artisanal chocolate, which was delicious.
Very nice.
And this, they actually made their own grater to add flavor. They took an old tin and a nail and poked some holes in it, and
made a grater out of that on the spot?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep, and this is the finished product.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yes.
No wonder this is so exciting. Wow, I've never been exposed to the process. We're just used to seeing the end product and not necessarily how it comes into being. So I can see where this would be a value for people to be able to understand, that little aspect of what you're doing. But you're somewhere along the way, though, your vision for what you wanted to do actually expanded beyond just moving to the Dominican Republic for a year and learning how to cook. So what else will you be doing?
Yes, well, you're exactly right. As I started going down the path of planning out my year next year, my vision started expanding, and I decided to document all of my experiences there. I will be traveling all around the country, and I'll have a website where I will be blogging, and I'll have a forum where I can interact with people who will be following me, because I want it to be a very much interactive, inclusive experience. And I'll also be making a mini TV series weekly, about 3 to 5 minute videos, just documenting where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I'm seeing, who I've met, everything that I can think of I'll be doing.
So let's just summarize. You're going to be doing video.
Yes.
Chronicling your journey.
Yes.
You'll also continue with the photography as well.
Exactly.
You'll be journaling online so that people can get the text version of what you're doing.
Right.
And you'll be sharing that all on your website and inviting people to interact with you?
Yes.
So
yes.
people can literally ask you questions and suggest places for you to go and actually participate in the journey as it's happening.
Yes, exactly. Because as I started going through the process and my vision started expanding and I started thinking more about it, I realized that it's really not just about me. I really want to inspire other people to follow their bliss, which is actually why it's called Projecdt Bliss Seekers.
So the whole project is called Projecdt Bliss Seekers.
Yes, it is, because this is my bliss that I'm following and I'm seeking it. And I want other people to do the same. I hate going into the office or talking to my friends and hearing them not being happy with what they're doing and feeling stuck and thinking that this is what they have to do because this is what they've been told to do, and not really seeing a way out. I see certain things that they're really happy about. I have a friend who loves making candy and would love to start her own business doing that, but she doesn't think that she can do it. And I go to work and I talk to some of my coworkers and who have master's degrees that they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on, and they feel stuck because they've just spent all of this money and they feel like they have to be on this one path. And that's very sad to me. I like talking to people and seeing what lights a fire in their eyes, and that's what I want for people.
And all it took, in essence, was for you to get your own fire lit.
Yes.
And now you're able to help other people see how to light their fire in the process.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
And that's essentially what Abundant Society is all about, is
right.
helping to inspire each other to reach our full potential. And I'm so glad to see you doing this, because I can already see how many people will benefit. The people who will be following you on the journey will get a chance to experience the Dominican Republic in ways that they can't do out of a textbook or just watching a movie.
Right.
And they'll actually be shaping your journey to the extent that they give you feedback and things to do.
Yes, exactly. So, I want to hear back from people and see where they think that I should go, what I should do, and then I can go do it and report back to them, this is what happened.
That's beautiful.
So, I really would like to create a global family around this. I really want to create connections, real strong connections with people, and I want them to be inspired and motivated to follow their own bliss. It doesn't have to be traveling. It doesn't, it can be anything that they want, but as long as they know that it's possible and they see that it's possible, if I can do it, then they can too. And that's what's really most important to me.
Now, you've also got plans beyond the Dominican Republic.
Yes, I do.
So tell us a little bit more. You mentioned this to the extent you're talking about the global community that you're looking to create. So
yes.
Are you looking to travel other places as well?
I am. And that's another part of my expanded vision. I really want to travel the world and spend a significant amount of time in each place that I travel, and really be able to experience the culture, the values of people, different communities, the food. I really want to make the world see if I can make the world a smaller place and get some understanding and different perspectives from people.
So what you're saying basically is that you will be the eyes and ears for people around the world to experience all the different places that they may never travel, but will be able
yes.
to educate themselves on through your journey.
Yes.
That
exactly.
is wonderful. What a great idea. Now, you've got a number of people that are helping you with this process, and certainly part of your inspiration came from people coaching you on how to plan this out and how to get beyond the limiting beliefs that we sometimes create for ourselves. And why don't you talk a little bit about that and how you want that to be something that other people learn how to do for themselves?
Absolutely. Well, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have those people to help me and guide me. And I understand how intimidating it can be. You know, just because you have an idea, you may not know where to start. And so part of the community and part of my website I'll reach out to sponsors, people who are experts in fields of getting ideas off the ground and the process to do that. So people who will be following me or visiting my website will be able to reach out to those people, and so they'll have a starting place. And they won't feel lost, you know, I've got this idea, but what do I do with it? kind of thing.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So.
Well, it sounds like this is going to be a very worthy journey. I can't wait to see what comes of it. Now, tell me a little bit about how you're going to fund this journey, because obviously this it costs money. You're going to have to do some things to raise some revenue. So what are the things that you're doing to be able to fund your journey?
Well, initially I am starting a Kickstarter campaign where it's for $3,500 to get the basic essentials. I need video equipment, a laptop, just the cell service, all the things that I need to make the video series. And it's also a way for me to start reaching out and building a community that way. And there are people who join me will also receive some rewards.
Tell us a little bit about the rewards. I guess what you're saying is that people support the economic portion of your journey. There's a little bit of skin in the game there's a little bit of reward for them. So tell us about those rewards.
Yes. Well, a lot of it is I want it to be about recognition, because, as I said, it's not just about me. I want the people who are joining me to also receive credit for what they're doing and their support for me. So it's really important. So I will have a Facebook page for my project called Bliss Seekers, and we'll have different levels, different tiers of monetary contribution. So it's at the lowest you'll get an email thank you from me. At the next tier you will get a video thank you, and you also receive recognition on my Facebook page. And I would also, on up. The higher monetary values will be specifically sponsoring my camera or my video camera. And
that'd be a great thing for a photographer to do, right?
Exactly. So what I would like to do for them is, anytime I post a picture to my website, I want to give the person who sponsored that credit. So there'll be, a little tagline with their name, and that goes for my videos and so on.
Now, people can get more information about all the different levels of sponsorship on your Kickstarter page?
Yes, they can.
Good deal.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Well, listen, we're going to do our part. I know we didn't talk about this ahead of time, but we're going to do our part here at Village Connector TV by making sure that we help you to get the word out about the journey. So in other words, whenever you're doing videos, we will incorporate those into our TV shows that reach over 5 million households worldwide. And that'll give you a chance to expand the family and the community that you're looking to build, and to hopefully inspire some other people to follow in your footsteps. So I want to do everything that we can to support this effort. It sounds like a fabulous project, and I'm just so glad to see somebody getting out of their comfort zone and going for what they really want, rather than settling for what they think they can get.
Thank you
and
so much.
I really want to support your efforts in every way that we can. Is there anything that you want to say in wrapping up?
I really appreciate all of your support, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to see where this year takes me and who I'll be able to connect with, and how my life will be changed.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, we'll be looking forward to
Thank
following
you.
it and seeing it happen as it goes on, and I'm going to be an active participant on that website.
Yes.
Hopefully interacting with you and the other people. It sounds very exciting. So thank you for
so
coming
much.
to share this with us at Village Connector TV. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us on Village Connector TV, and we hope that you will be inspired by Lisa's story, and you'll go after the things that you want rather than settling for what you think you can have. My name is Glenn Garns for Village Connector TV. Thank you for joining us.